Story. In the Grand Kingdom of Madagascar, ruled by a powerful queen named Ranavalona, the sun shone brightly on a land of green hills and bustling villages. Queen Ranavalona loved her kingdom more than anything and wanted it to be the strongest and greatest in the world. She believed that strength was found in having the loudest voice and the firmest command. One year, a terrible dry spell came to the kingdom. The rice paddies, which fed all the people, began to crack and turn to dust. The great river, which wound like a blue ribbon through the land, was getting smaller and smaller. Queen Ranavalona gathered her most trusted generals and engineers. "We must make the river grow again," she commanded. "Build a great wall of stones to hold the water and keep it from running away. We must show this river who is in charge." Her men worked day and night, hauling giant rocks and building a high, thick wall. But as they worked, the river seemed to get even more upset. It rushed against the wall in a new way, and the land downstream became even drier. The people whispered in worry, and their crops continued to wilt. The queen was frustrated. "My commands are strong. My will is firm. Why is the river not obeying?" she cried. One day, a young boy named Kodo, who lived by the river and knew its moods, gathered his courage and approached the palace. He was so small that he had to look far up to see the queen on her grand throne. "Your Majesty," he said softly, "the river does not listen to orders. It whispers its secrets to those who are quiet enough to hear." Ranavalona scowled. "A river has no secrets. And a king has no time for whispers." "But it does," Kodo insisted gently. "I have heard it whisper that it is tired. It wants to rest and flow slowly. The great wall you built made it angry and made it rush faster, not slower." The queen dismissed him with a wave of her hand. But that night, as she lay awake, she thought about his words. The kingdom was suffering, and her powerful solution had failed. The next morning, she did something she had never done before. She went to the riverbank and sat in silence. She wasn't giving commands. She wasn't making plans. She simply sat and listened. After a long time, she began to hear a quiet sound, a sort of bubbling and humming beneath the surface. It sounded like the river was tired, just as the boy had said. She sent for Kodo. "What does the river whisper now?" she asked. "It whispers that it needs friends to help it. The river wants us to dig small, gentle paths for it to flow through the dry fields, and to plant strong-rooted trees that will hold the soil and keep the water close." The queen paused, thinking. It wasn't a powerful command, but a quiet request for help. Ranavalona stood before her people. "We will not fight the river with walls," she announced. "We will be its friends. We will work together, each with a small shovel, and we will guide the water back to our fields. The boy, Kodo, will be our guide." The people, surprised but hopeful, began to work. They dug little channels and planted young trees. And instead of a loud, angry river, there was a quiet, steady flow. The water trickled into every corner of the dry paddies, and in time, the land turned green again. Queen Ranavalona learned a valuable lesson. She realized that true power was not in the loudness of her voice or the firmness of her commands, but in the humility to listen to others and the kindness to work together. From that day on, she ruled not just with strength, but also with a quiet ear and a kind heart, and the kingdom of Madagascar flourished.